Welcome to Moscow, Russia. I'm here standing in front of St. Basil's Cathedral. This is a cluster of 9 churches all built together. In the 1500s, the Tsar at the time was Ivan the Terrible, and he decided to have this built to commemorate all of his accomplishments. We're not quite sure who the architect of this cathedral was, but we do think it used to be white. The color wasn't added till years later. Let's take a closer look at what we see in this cathedral. There's lots of different shapes going on. We're going to have some columns coming up, and then at the top they have onion domes, different type of shapes than the churches we usually see. We're also going to notice that they have a lot of repeating patterns and designs to create interest and texture. We're going to create our own cathedral today using shape, using line, using pattern, and then we will use lots of color. I have my paper set up horizontally, but if you want to have it really tall, you could turn it vertically. We're going to start at the bottom of our paper and start with the columns, the shapes of our buildings. I'm going to start in the center. I'm thinking I'll do a rectangular shape here. I'll go up to about the halfway point of my paper. Then I'll come over to the other side. Maybe this one will be a little shorter, a little thinner, and then I'll do another one on the other side. I'll make that thicker. Once I'm done with that, I can go ahead and add the tops. Now I want you to think of the different types of line you know. We have vertical line, horizontal line, diagonal lines. I'm going to use these to add some bases to my onion dome. So maybe I have a couple diagonal lines coming across, and I'll close it up on the top. If I was doing the onion dome at the top, I'm going to put a dot here so I know where I'm going in the middle top. Now I'll come down and then out and around. You might need to practice this on a piece of scrap paper, but the dot would help. Go slow, take your time. Then you can go ahead and add a shape to the top if you want. This middle one, I think I'm going to stack a few smaller rectangles on top, and I'll fill those with pattern later. I'm going to come over here. Maybe I'll have 2 curved lines on the side and bring it across. Maybe I'll double it, make this a little bit smaller. And then it's a smaller one. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the buildings in the back. So these are my foreground. We're going to make this look like it's overlapping, so I will have the buildings coming up from here in the back to show a little depth in our artwork. And then I'll come across. When I come down, I'll stop when I get to the building in front of me, and then I'll do one over here. Maybe I'll start here. I might not go up as far. And now I can go ahead and add the tops to these. Yeah, I'll do the curved one coming around like this. Maybe this one just has curved dome. On this side, I might just have and then maybe I'll add this. Now we can go ahead, you have the amount of buildings you like, you can go ahead and start adding your designs. I want you to think about the variety of shapes, lines, and pattern. So I've made some thicker lines here for added interest. And then I'm going to do a repeating shape. Maybe I'll do another one inside. Maybe I'll come up to my spiral. When you're doing this, don't just go scribbling a bunch of lines down. Think about your lines, have them start and stop at certain points. Okay, this one will have diagonal lines. But think about how that would look underneath. And then I could add some windows here. On this one, maybe I want to have some repeating curved lines. Maybe I want zigzag lines. And then I'll do a diagonal line the other way. Come to this building. Now I'm giving a little variety with the thickness of my lines. I think maybe I want to do some scallops on this one. Do kind of a swooping line here. Now it's time to add your color. You can use crayons or markers. I brought with me some watercolors. and think about adding a bunch of colors. All right, if you want to take it one step further, you can go ahead and cut your cathedral out. If you have a dark background, you could add some stars or fireworks. And then go ahead and glue it down to your background. Line it up on the bottom. And there we have our colorful St. Basil's Cathedral with lots of different lines, shapes, and patterns.